Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make for you some hoe cakes, or also known as Johnny cakes. A little bit of history of these is it's actually a poor man's bread, and it dates back to the 1700s. Where back then they mostly just used cornmeal and water, and they did it on a stone. Of course, today with all of our modern conveniences, we can make them in the comfort of our air conditioning home, and with all the other things that we can make it delicious. These are actually a predecessor of a pancake. So I'm going to show you what all goes in these, and then we're going to mix them up, and then we're going to go over to the stove and fry them up for you. First off, you're going to want to have a large bowl and then like a medium bowl, because you're going to combine different ingredients and then put them all into one at one point. But we're going to do 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to do 1.5 cups of fine cornmeal. Now you can use the yellow or the white. I have white today. You're going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar, and you're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You're going to have 3 large eggs and 1/4 cup of butter, which is just a 1/2 stick of butter, and you're going to melt it. You're going to do 1 cup of buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk, you can actually use whole milk in this recipe. It's fine either way. You're going to do 2/3 cup of water, and then you're also going to have 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That's just going to make this a little fluffier and nicer to mix. So let's go ahead and start with our dry ingredients. We're going to add in our cornmeal into our flour. And I will have all these ingredients under the video, so you won't have to worry about writing them down right now. We'll go ahead and put in our baking powder and our sugar. And then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to put it on my hand. You always want a little salt in most recipes that you cook. All right, so we're going to set this over to the side, and we're going to do our wet ingredients. All right, we got 3 large eggs that we're going to beat up. This is just a good breakfast item to make. Everything homemade is just always better. All right, got our eggs beat. You want to add in the other stuff, which is the butter. I've already melted it. And then the buttermilk, 1 cup. Just gives it a little creamier texture than regular milk. All right, and then our water, 2/3 cup. All right, now we're going to go ahead and give this a mix. And then the next thing you're going to do is after we get this mixed up a little, we're going to pour it over our dry ingredients. Now, it's real important that you don't over mix any batter like this, whether it's pancakes or these Johnny cakes or hoe cakes, whatever you call them, because you want them to be able to be fluffy when they cook. And if you over stir them, they won't be as fluffy. All right, so let's go ahead and add this in. And then we're just going to stir it up. And then we're going to take it over to our stove. And we're going to show you how we fry them. So we'll be back in just a minute and show you how we put them on the stove and get them cooked up for you. Okay, y'all, we're over at the stove. I've got my oil heated in my cast iron skillet. I'm using canola oil. You can use any type of oil that you have on hand, or if you have bacon grease, you can use that as well. I'm sure that's what the people used back in the day, but this is what we're going to use in ours today. Now we're going to ladle it in. I'm using just a gravy ladle, and I'm going to put it in the grease. Now you just want to make them as big or as little as you want. Yeah, a little bit more to that one. And you're just going to fry them until they're a nice golden brown on each side. You just want to check them periodically because you don't want them to burn. And since I've got a larger pan, I'm going to put probably about 4 or 5 in here, depending on how big I make them. And you just want to make sure the insides get done as well as the outside. Go ahead and put our bowl over here because this is, there we go. These are a good breakfast staple. I think if you'll try them, you might like them actually better than a pancake. And the trick is just to make sure you keep a watch on them so they don't burn. Now, let's check on this one. Yeah, they don't take real long to cook up. And it's okay to flip it back over if you want a little darker color. The trick is not to let them burn. And they don't have to be perfectly round. You just want them to be good and done and inside and out. So we're going to let these cook up, and I'm going to finish frying up the rest of this batter. And then we're going to come back and show you how they look. Okay, y'all, we're back with our finished hoe cakes or Johnny cakes, and they are looking really good. My husband's already sampled a couple. And they have a waffle pancake taste to them, so you may want to serve them up with your favorite butter and your syrup. You can use honey butter on it, or just regular butter, or just syrup. But anyway, however you want to try them, they are delicious. I hope that y'all will try this recipe. Let me know how you like it. And also, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so you get notifications of my upcoming videos. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.